Oh man, I can't remember exactly what motivated me to do this. But yeah, I was just an idiot.
Basically, at the center, there was the love and passion for music that Ben and I shared, and this need to like showcase it to the outer world, like the Tucson world.
I met Ben at a warehouse party. He approached me saying, you should come out and play, I'm gonna book you. I didn't believe Ben as far as I could throw him, so, and he's a big guy.
A friend of mine showed me house music. I knew what it was, I knew what it sounded like, but it wasn't until I ended up at Playground one night and saw Ben and Elio play that it really, like, literally and figuratively took a hold of me.
We called ourselves the shamans in a way, like, because we're the catalyst of this reaction. People taking part in rituals that were not necessarily like here.
It was just this new feeling of like, this has never been done before.
The future is ours in Tucson.
Those nights could have lasted forever.
Walk me through how you decided to throw the bakery party, and how'd that go down? Like, just talk about the bakery. Like, that was the first big thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we not? Can we?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
No, I'm saying, can you make it like how you say it? Like
Make sure, like,
don't say bakery.
Check this out.
The bakery was the best party ever. Our friend and like constant inspiration, Prabjit, he had a gig photographing this bakery because the city wanted to build a highway over it. So he comes to us and he's like, you guys are not gonna believe this. It's the coolest place I've ever seen. We've got to throw a party there, you know. Tells the owners we're gonna throw a music video there. On the day that we're actually gonna do the thing, it was a weekend, so we're like, they're not gonna be there anyway, you know. And so I'm like trying to jimmy this freight elevator, and this guy knocks on the door, and so I like pretend like I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, hello. The owners have sent him to chaperone our music video filming, and so we panicked because we never planned to actually film this music video. I decided our best shot was just to film the music video, you know. We call up somebody with a nice camera, all of our friends who have helped us during the week. We need the main characters to be this, man, I can't believe that this worked. I think our plan was actually to film the thing and then to pretend like we were going home and then to come back. And it's like, we're downstairs and we have the speakers, we have all this stuff, and our chaperone, he's like, man, I like you guys. You guys are such fun. This is such a cool thing that you're doing, filming this video. He's like, and you have all this stuff set up to like, you know, to have a party here. You may as well just have a party. And I said, really? Like, do you think so? You think we should? I remember the elation, like sending out this message like, we're on, it's good. The most legendary warehouse party you've ever been a part of.
And it was the sickest fucking thing we've ever done, like, hands down.
The day after that, like right the day after, we had a Friday night, there was this big, you know, crazy, like unconventional party. And then the day after, Saturday night, we had our, you know, first party at Soul Culture. Like, that was basically the first of a series that will become our flagship event. So it was like this crazy weekend that saw like 2 events back to back, you know, branded Dazed and Confused, the smiley face. At that point was the very first moment that kind of like we saw a smiley face up in the sky, like kind of like Batman, you know, the call kind of thing. You know, that was the moment.
Everybody would just be like, can you believe that this is happening right now? Like, that we are here and doing this. It was adrenaline heavy. It fueled you to the next one. You're like, man, that was so fun. We gotta do it again. It was like getting a tattoo or something.
tonight.
Only skin flu.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're not gonna use that one, right?
Nope.
It was like a mushroom cloud of like just explosion. Like we were at the forefront of it. The scene in Tucson took a form that I never thought was possible.
A decent little crew of us decided, hey, well, let's have our own event and let's like get some cool sound and like have some good music. Once we started doing that and realizing how much fun we were having and how much energy people were willing to pour into this thing without really getting any monetary compensation, we realized that like we had something that we could actually run with.
We've always talked about doing a pushing buttons type night. We bring out the gear and show people, and it's like chords, and it's a huge wow factor, you know. We're using the same gear, we're just making different music. And so they would come out and be like, oh, you use a Juno and a this, the MPC to make hip hop? You don't use your MacBook, you know? And I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, you know? And it's like 3 tables of gear. And so I think a lot of the electronic heads kind of respected that.
I'm happy to be doing stuff more away from the big concert hall with stacks and flashy lights. I mean, we still have that, but it's different. It's got a vibe behind it again.
You better listen. Nobody does it.
Actually, starting monthly, it's not just music, it's the other thing I like, which is, well, it's baking. I'm creating a donut, and like I went through all their whiskeys just to see like what flavors are gonna pair with it.
Everybody in Tucson stopped throwing anything over the summer because there's just nobody here. But I'm crazy enough to be like, nah, I'm fucking here, so I'm gonna party. There's people here in Tucson. It's not just the 40,000 kids at the U of A who all disappear in summer.
We heard about the public access that they had here. My first thought was, we have to make a show. Like, we need a late night program. understand that this is like a straight-laced white-collar office during the day, that at night we would close the curtains and convert basically into a dance floor that was located, just so happened to be located in a TV studio.
You better listen. You better listen.
I'm just trying to say goodbye to everyone who's out there tonight. You know, thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping by visually. I hope that you came into the house with us and just stayed there, you know?
Joel, give us your impression of Lamestream. We hope this twice.
Oh, I'm Lamestream. This is what I look like.
What?
Right?
After years of being the sleepy side of Tucson, the area just west of I-10 is really waking up with commercial and residential construction.
It's a $50 million project. Caterpillar's new headquarters in Tucson is days away from completion.
Traveling down 4th Avenue, it's hard to miss the Flycatcher and its signature big smile painted over its wall. Soon, that smile and building will disappear, to be torn down so a brand new apartment complex can take its place.
And it's in the DNA of this place, I guess, that it's hard for something to like just thrive and then become stable. People come and then move on and, you know, and go somewhere else.
There's not a lot of optimism for the arts, for emerging artists.
Just even the last few years, we've noticed like how rents have been going up, especially since all these high rises and the student housing and everything's gone in. It's making all of our rents go up.
It just feels kind of like ultimately an infiltration.
In all honesty, yeah, these things never make it a year, man. It's a big to-do that it's actually gone that far.
And there's been a few times when I've wanted to quit just because it's such a struggle in this town.
Tucson continues to grow, which includes new hotels, but is there a need?
The final touches are being made to the AC Hotel.
We have, I think, found these blocks of time when people get really excited about it. They're at that age, they're in college maybe, and the scene goes up while they're here, and then they move on.
There's two sort of ways that you can sort of exist as an artist here, and there's not a lot of people in between either. The second you hit the 150th like on Facebook, like you're booking it to LA, or you know, people just stay here, and you know, they've got other stuff to do in Tucson maybe, but there's a lot of bands that just like do the Tucson thing, and they get big in Tucson, and then people stop going to the shows in Tucson, you know, and it's like...
Rio Nuevo just agreed to work towards a deal for a new building here, with as many as 26 floors of offices, retail, and parking.
Building a big, like, high-rise in the middle of 4th Avenue is going to disrupt the culture and commerce there.
It's too bad that Tucson has chosen to put all of our eggs in the developer's basket.
The people's voice! Respect the people's voice! Respect the people!
In terms of Tucson, do you think it's ever gonna be like in LA, like a blah, like a club?
Man.
It's gonna be like, or do you think it's always gonna be this like this scene where it's like underground and or it's like, you know, we don't know what's next kind of thing? Like, what do you see for Tucson? Just in your opinion.
Just when you were explaining that, I just got really emotional and thinking about how special Tucson is, and it doesn't really stand to try and be something. It's like, sorry. It's what I really like about it. It's a incredibly magical place that just accepts anything that the earth gives it, and it returns with magical people, food, music, arts of any sort. I agree. I don't think it's a destination. I think people find themselves stopping by, sometimes stopping longer than they planned, learning a lot. Tucson gave me a bunch of tools to live by in all aspects of my life. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people that go there. They pick up a lot of the open-mindedness that really resides there. Oh man, I don't know why I got so emotional.
No, that's amazing.
Wow.
That was beautiful. I'm glad you had that experience in Tucson.
Yeah.
I really am.
I love being in a town where you feel like you know people. I mean, 1 million people are in this area, but I have felt very connected. I feel like you could go downtown and always see someone you know, maybe even an official, or just a DJ friend, and that's something that's unique to a city of this size.
Just the simple fact that it's a much smaller town means that the people that are involved have a chance to be more prominent than they would be in some huge scene like LA or Berlin. So, chances are I would never be able to be on an FM radio show if I lived in Berlin, probably.
I keep my art close to me so I can stay uncompromised by being in Tucson and not change my art for a client or for commercial work.
I love Tucson. It's mellowed me out and it's opened up my creativity to a place where I don't think I'd be able to have the space that I need in New York to be as creative as I am.
It is a spiritual place. It is a healing place. It also is a place that allows people to be ambitious and comfortable, which, because it resonates at a little bit of a lower frequency than, even a Los Angeles, which I still think is a, kind of a mellow place in comparison to New York, Tucson resonates at this frequency. People can come and take lots of deep breaths and then utilize and really focus on their right brain.
Tucson has such cool people in it that I think it really could, that's the thing that I miss is having stuck around to see like the evolution of what, of starting something small. And that's a big thing. I mean, knowing that you poured all of everything that you had into something and that it actually took off to some extent and grew, and like 20 years down the line, maybe it will matter. I don't know, it's probably not, but.
My, instinct was like, let's create a place where we can play the music that we love and we can give the people the chance to see if they like this music by experiencing it. We're gonna give this experience to people, see if they actually like this music. Because guess what? Everywhere, in many places in the world, this music is the music that people love, and the music that makes their heart beat. Like, so why can't it be here?
Man, where did 27 years go? Sitting in a friend's car, staring out the window. The world's spinning while I'm flying down the road. And all I keep thinking is I struck gold. And I'm not a millionaire, but I'll make do. And I don't got a supermodel wife to go home to. I'm just an honest man, and it's something I've learned. And if you're worried about me, please lose your concern, cause I'ma be alright. I can feel it in the sun, cause the smiles and laughter where I come from. And it's true, I might not fit your idea of success, but this is me, and oh Lord, I am at my best.
It might not look the same, but I feel like it will always feel the same. I want to believe that it will always feel the same. And much like when we started, and the people from the 90s came out of the woodwork who were here, the old ravers that were left over, and they were like, where the fuck have you been? We've been waiting for you. Same thing's gonna happen, like when these kids take this off and we come out of it and we're like, where have you been? We've been waiting for you.
This is us at the best, climbing out of the dark. So much to prove and show. she had to wake up. It's all the love, and the life, and the laughter, pain.